Hi guys, my name is Kevin. I'm the owner of Lean Iron Kettlebell Studio in Roselle, Illinois, where we help people lose unwanted body fat while building lean muscle. Today I wanted to go over a pressing variation that is a pretty old variation. It was popular a long time ago, about 100 years ago, and it came about from old-time strongmen doing circus acts. So in that particular era, one of the cool feats of strength that a lot of people did for circus acts was getting very large weight overhead with one arm. Now, I have to warn you, the process for getting that weight overhead is pretty technical. But the cool thing for people that maybe aren't looking to train in the circus, but are still trying to get some variation in their training, this particular exercise will build a large amount of coordination between your upper body and your lower body, while simultaneously building very strong midsection, very strong obliques, and a very, very stable shoulder. It's called a side press. So I'm going to try to demonstrate this. I might lower the camera angle just a tad so you guys can see this better. I'll do it with a lighter kettlebell. You can use surprisingly heavy weights with this variation because you're taking advantage of how your body moves. So the first thing that you would do is you would get the weight into the rack position. They used to do this with barbells and all sorts of other crazy objects. I'm just going to use a kettlebell today because it's Kettlebell Studio. Hike it up into the rack position here, and instead of pressing the weight, a good way to know you're doing this right is this weight won't move that much until the very end of the exercise. I'm going to point one foot off to the side. My other foot is pointing straight forward towards the camera right now. Instead of pressing the weight overhead, I'm going to push myself underneath the weight, and watch my hand, it's going to brace off of my far knee. So my elbow is going to slide down my body, my hand braces on this knee, and you'll notice all I have to do now is squat underneath it and stand up. A little technical, so I'll show you on the other arm. My forearm's in a vertical position. Now that foot is pointing towards the camera and the other foot is off to the side. This hand is going to brace off of this leg, and you'll notice this kettlebell doesn't move very much until the absolute end. My elbow goes down my leg, I brace on my other leg, I duck underneath the weight, I squat underneath it, and I stand back up. One of the cool things you can use this exercise variation for, outside of variety to keep your routine from going stale, you get a very heavy kettlebell or barbell or dumbbell or whatever overhead in that overhead press position. You'll also be able to lower that weight in a controlled manner. You'll be able to lower weight that's much heavier than what you would normally be able to press. This can be a cool little trick for overloading your one-arm press once you build a certain level of base strength. And by being able to get a heavier weight overhead, the muscles that stabilize that weight, specifically your midsection, your glutes, your legs, all the muscles that are underneath that weight supporting it, will get much stronger. So when you go back to regular pressing, you try for that new personal record, you might actually make it when before you weren't strong enough to do it. Cool little variation, guys. Try it. It's a fun variation to throw into your training sometimes. Definitely not a bread and butter everyday thing, unless you want to join the circus one day. All right, guys, if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll talk to you soon.